My everyday carry gear hasn't changed much over the years. I usually have a core set of items that I stick to. However, every now and then I find a piece of gear that's just a little bit better than the old one, and I've got to upgrade. In this video, I'll be showing you what I use daily in my kit, whether I'm here in Detroit or traveling around the world. And it all starts with the Sling. The Everyday Sling 3 is one of our favorites and a pack hacker pick, which is why you see us recommend it so much. Its 3-liter capacity is super versatile. The base expands to fit thick items like a hat and gloves and compresses down well if you don't have as much to carry. When choosing an everyday carry bag for your trip, look for something that can hold everything you need without overpowering your frame when it's emptier. The style matters too. Air's modern vibe fits wherever I travel and fits in well with my capsule wardrobe. And with the growing popularity of slings, I don't look out of place in places like Thailand where they're super common. As for its construction, the 1680D Cordura ballistic nylon and water-resistant YKK zippers protect my gear even if I get caught in the rain. And the paracord woven through the poles makes them less jingly. Jingly zippers may not seem like a big deal, but it can become really annoying when you're using a piece of gear every single day. So really make sure you like your gear before you leave on your trip, especially if it's a long one. That also goes for carry comfort. We like that the Day Sling 3's strap is attached at the top of the sling on either side, so it lays flat against my body whether I hang it looser around my hip or tight against my chest. And since I often carry it at the same time as a travel backpack, the Fidlock buckle's location means it won't press into my spine when butted up against a large back panel. It's nearly as uncomfortable as the idea that someone can easily steal my identity online. That's why I like this video's sponsor, NordVPN. It protects me from malware on up to 6 devices, giving me a sense of security when working from a local cafe or in another country. Along with encrypting my data flow to keep my personal information safe on an unknown Wi-Fi network, they let me know if someone has leaked my password on the dark web. Private browsing also saves me money when booking my next trip. Websites tailor their prices to users in different places, so I use NordVPN to connect to a server in another state or country to browse the deals, then check them from another server. After I find the best price, I simply clear my cache, return to the server with the best price, and make the purchase on either a hotel or flight. Use code PACKHACKER at nordvpn.com/packhacker to get 4 extra months free when you purchase a 2-year plan. With their 30-day money-back guarantee, you can try it risk-free before your next trip. Use it to snag a great deal and then get away without worrying about malware wherever you go. Now comes the fun part, the gear to put inside. A lot of what I bring depends on the trip that I'm taking. My passport is a given for international travel, but I just leave this wallet behind if I'm just traveling across the states. In this video, we'll be talking about the gear I brought with me on trips to Southeast Asia, South America, and all over the US in 2023. Let's start with what's in the front pocket. Here's where I keep the gear I want quick access to, like my nomadic spray vial that's stocked with hand sanitizer, which comes in handy at the airport and on public transit. I like this bottle because it locks, doesn't leak, and comes with a loop so I can attach it to the outside of the sling for even quicker access. However, I most often attach it to this sturdy metal gatekeeper clip. It's also handy for holding my keys if the accommodation requires the use of a physical key. That's why I carry this organizer from Orbit Key, which keeps everything contained in a minimal package and keeps the keys from jangling and scratching other gear in the pocket. That's important because I've also got a pair of sunglasses stashed in there. Eyewear is hard to pack because lenses and frames easily break if you don't have the right protection, though cases are usually bulky and take up a ton of room in your bag. We like this pair from News because they're super thin and fit nicely inside slim pockets. The flat lenses take a little bit of getting used to. You can kind of see some extra reflection in the sides of the glasses when you're wearing them, but for me, the packability makes up for that completely. On the back of the sling is a zippered pocket where I pop an air tag to keep track of the bag in case I leave it behind or can't find where I put it in my accommodation. There are a ton of smart trackers out there, but I like the air tag because it integrates so well with Apple's ecosystem and it's really small. I also typically put my transit card in this pocket if I'm staying somewhere that still uses a physical card instead of an app or Apple Pay, because it's quicker to get at the station and won't get crushed or bent. And if I'm heading to the airport for an international trip, this is where I stash the Bellroy travel wallet. Along with my passport, it has enough space for cards I don't need every day, a divided cash sleeve to separate currency from different countries, and even a tiny pen so I can fill out the customs declaration form. That's it for the outside, so let's head on to the main compartment. There are tons of stretchy mesh pockets, which we like because it keeps our small gear from getting lost in a pile. By keeping the same gear in the same pockets every time, I can easily just reach in and grab the gear I need while I'm out exploring. In the back mesh pockets, I store a Field Notes notebook, which I keep handy for jotting down ideas, and a power bank. The Nitecore Carbo 10000 is still one of the slimmest and lightest 10,000 milliamp battery banks we've tested to date, and we like that it has rounded corners so that it's more comfortable to slide into pants pockets if I want. It's also a good spot to stash a mask since a lot of countries wear them on mass transit as a courtesy. We like the reusable KN95 Air Mask Lite from Aeronum because it's snug enough to stay put, but still comfortable around the ears for extended periods, especially if you got a big Italian nose like me. On to the front mesh pockets. This is where I put my AirPods and the Peak Design mobile tripod. This tripod is about as thin as a credit card and clicks right into the Peak Design everyday case, which holds my phone in either portrait or landscape mode. I use it to stream shows on planes that don't have in-flight entertainment, maybe create some content when I'm on the road, and set it up as a second little stand when I'm working at the co-working space or coffee shop. In the other mesh pocket goes my hotel or Airbnb key and my Reform card holder. This minimalist wallet is insanely lightweight at 0.81 ounces and holds the cards that I use daily. I've used this thing now for about a year and it still looks pretty pristine. Bills can be a little bit tight to fit inside, so if I'm traveling to a cash-heavy country, I keep a few in there and store the rest in the travel wallet. There's a version of this wallet with a dedicated change pocket, but sometimes I dump coins in the Sling's internal zippered compartment for quicker access later, and it just keeps everything sorted out a little bit better when it's all zipped up. It hangs out in there with all of my tiny gear, like this mini pen from Olight that I carry when I'm leaving my travel wallet at home, and a rolling square Encharge X adapter. It's a game changer when charging things on the road because I don't have to keep a long cord tighty, and it has a lot of different ports. Since it has a total of 6 port combinations to play with, including micro USB, USB-A, Lightning, and USB-C, it's handy for anything I need to charge, or if I need to transfer data between devices. Depending on my plans for the day, I may also pack this GoSun flatware set and my Vapor water bottle. They're great for eating takeout and staying hydrated throughout the day without lugging around a heavy insulated bottle. Sometimes I toss in Matador's travel earplugs, especially if I plan to take a long flight. They're small but do a decent job of blocking out noise from everyone else in the plane so I can nap, and I like that they come with a silicone container so they don't get lost. Since there's some extra room in the Sling, I fill the rest of the space with any essentials I need for that specific day, like playing cards to kill time at an outdoor food market or gloves to keep me warm. However, when I'm working on the road, I need more cables and chargers to get me through the day. That's where my everyday carry tech kit comes in. Tech is some of the heaviest gear you pack, so you'll want to keep your loadout efficient. That starts with choosing the right pouch. Empty pockets are wasted space, so size up or down depending on the type of tech you have. While I brought the Air Slim pouch on most of my travels in 2023, I upgraded to the Air Pro Kit a couple months ago when it released. It fits the same gear in a more compact package, which is key when you have limited real estate in your travel backpack. There's only one main compartment, which I like because I can leave it open on my desk and quickly grab whatever I need. It stands up on its own too, so access couldn't be easier. Plus, the wedge shape fits nicely with the Air Dop Kit 3 inside of my travel backpack. They create a little cube when stacked, which saves me packing space. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you're trying to optimize a backpack and pack everything inside, it can really make a difference. Loading this thing up is satisfying too. The zipper mesh pocket against the front panel is the perfect size for my Apple Magic Mouse, which I prefer over my laptop's trackpad. There's a stylus loop right above, and while I don't use that much, it's a handy place to pop a pen if I want to bring one along. Of course, you can also put an Apple Pencil in here if that's your thing too. On the other side, there are 2 mesh pockets that look just like those in the Sling. I put my Anker 765 USB-C cable in one, and the length I bring depends on my needs. The 6-foot option works well when you're far from a plug, while a 3-foot option works well when you're just charging your phone from your laptop. And the other pocket is the suction cup for the Anker wall charger. It's pretty heavy, and that keeps it from falling out of looser outlets. That's not an issue when I'm using the Mojix Super Bagel though. This thing is one of our favorite finds of last year. It's a 5-socket hub, an extension cable, and travel adapter all in one, and I love how neatly it all wraps up into a clean, round shape. I stored in the back divider with the Anker wall charger, which plugs in securely and rests on the table with the bagel. It has 1 USB-A and 3 USB-C ports, and at 150 watts, it easily charges my laptop while I work. Both of these fit well in the back pocket, although you don't want to overload this area since we've noticed it can make the pouch tip over instead of standing upright. Similar to the Sling, this tech pouch also has a zipper pocket for smaller gear. That's where I'm tossing in an AirTag and the Sateki charging dock for my Apple Watch. It's also the home of my Ghost Whale pouch from Tom Bin, which holds tiny tech that's even more at risk of getting lost. That includes things like the 12 South AirFly Pro that allows me to use my AirPods and the in-flight entertainment system of an airplane, or with the Mi Nova USB-C to Lightning adapter to charge a Lightning device with the USB-C cable. I usually throw a small flash drive in there as well in case I need to print something on the road and Wi-Fi capabilities or cloud capabilities are spotty at the print shop I'm using. It's just a whole lot easier to find tiny gear when it's wrapped up in a little tiny pouch versus floating in a larger zippered pocket. The key to creating the best everyday carry loadout is keeping everything within reach so you're not left with searching for your essentials when you need them most. Let us know what gear you carry down in the comments and subscribe for more ways to travel smarter this year. We'll see you in the next video.